Good morning, happy Monday. A beautiful week is ahead of us. It was sunny. This weekend was a perfect yin-yang weekend. It was really bitter cold, but it was also really sunny and inviting. I hear it's supposed to be like 14 this week, so that makes me happy. Today I want to do two readings, and then I thought we would focus on wrist strengthening or stretching as well as ankle. Those are two parts of the body that kind of get left behind because we focus on large body muscles. And I've had requests from some of you specifically about those two parts. They can come as weight bearing, which is really good for bone density as we age, and also flexibility. The more our culture uses fine motor skills, the more it's effective in our wrists and our forearms. My ankles, I'm noticing, have been tightening during the last colder months. When we sit a lot more, we naturally hibernate. So two readings today, appreciating connection. And this is a word I really appreciate and enjoy. Which people do you connect with in your life? Notice who they are and what qualities they possess. There's a theory that you represent the top 5 people you spend the most time with are a reflection of you. So maybe think of a quadrant 4. Take away family because you kind of are obligated to be with them. But the top 4 people that you spend time with and the qualities about them reflect on either values in you or things that you appreciate. They might be very similar to you or very different. So maybe they complete you. There's that yin-yang piece. But there is something between you that resonates, some questions that are answered throughout that relationship, and some need that is met along the way. If they are similar to you, it might be because you understand each other exactly. One of my really close friends who I consider like a bonus mother, when my mother passed away, she made a very observant piece, and she said 2 things. My mom's twin sister was like the physical piece of my mom, who was handicapped, and my mom was the mental piece. So together they became a mom for me. And then the other thing she said about how I subconsciously sought out friendships with older women who were like mother figures, but also friends and sisters. So they completed all the pieces that were missing from the mom that I didn't have or that she couldn't be. I somehow attained them through my relationships subconsciously. And I thought that was amazing. So think about that. What is it that the different friendships in your life bring to you? And it's beautiful how your body or your mind subconsciously might be using this to replace relationships or people or pieces missing in you. If they are similar to you, it might be because you understand each other easily. If they are different than you, it might be because you complement each other, so the opposites. Friendship and chemistry are somewhat mysterious, but strive to appreciate your friends for their similarities and for their differences. That can be difficult. And I find alcohol, unfortunately, fires up our differences. Or a man. Something like a man comes between 2 friendships. Friendships and chemistry are somewhat mysterious, but strive to appreciate your friends for their differences. The similarities will offer you understanding, and the differences will offer you fresh perspective into yourself. And then today, I really like this line, align your action with your words. And this to me reminds me of that phrase on all the York Region police cars, deeds speak. Talk is cheap. How you act, what you do speaks way more volumes to me than the words. Sometimes your actions contradict your words, conveying who we would like to be rather than who we actually are, for example. We might say that we value something, but our actions suggest we actually do not value it. When we recognize the contradiction, we get to know ourselves better, and we can choose whether we want to continue living in contradiction or change our behavior. This reminds me of how many, I'm going to generalize, lots of people say that they're Christian, but their daily, weekly activities do not match the religion they say they are. And this could be applied to any religion. The religion is the badge they wear, thinking that it projects a certain way of acting, and actually their everyday actions don't match what that religion says it is. We want to continue living in contradiction or change our behavior so that we better illustrate our words. Today, ask yourself, are my actions aligned with my words? And this actually goes back to what we were just saying. Do my friends and the people I spend time with align with my actions and my words? Or my values? How can I create and maintain a consistency between my actions and my words, my daily life, and then try moving through your day in a way that develops and supports the aligned integrity between what you say and what you do? So your actions and who you keep time with together should make a perfect reflection of you. All of that talk, let's get to our ankles and our wrists. They are the very important doing parts of our body that don't get the credit Our big muscles often get the credit for doing things, and yet what holds us together are these really integral joints. Think of these as the screws in a table that hold it all together. The table without those joints would literally just be a slab of wood on the floor and would not serve the purpose that it was designed. So we'll start on the floor. We'll do our floor therapeutics, because I feel like when we don't do them, I feel that we miss out on it. And then we will do some things focusing on wrists and ankles. And to be honest, most people don't find this pleasurable at all. We're going to come on the mat, and before we get into action, let's take a moment to center ourselves. I know some of you have talked about your interest in meditation, and I really love when science supports the benefits of it. So yesterday I've known this for a long time, but I don't ever think about it. The fact that new gray matter of your brain actually has been shown to grow and expand or be reactivated when you do meditation every day. I don't know what the minimum is. They've studied monks. I thought I would start with 5 minutes of my own self using the timer on my phone. Maybe set a goal for 5 minutes a day before I do this class, and then I would slowly grow to 10 minutes. So take a moment. We're just going to take 5 breaths. In constructive rest, inhale 1, exhale, inhale 2, exhale, inhale 3, exhale, inhale 4, exhale, inhale 5, exhale. So it's that pace and that really going inward that you're going to use to set your tone of meditation when you decide to do it. And use the timer, whether you have Google or your phone. So now I want to come back to the focus of the ankles and the feet. So the feet are supporting the effort of my ankles. We're going to do a tiny bridge, but instead of pressing my palms down, which I usually do, I want you to really focus on the feet and the ankles doing the work. So my hands are palms up. That's less effort. Press the spread your fingers wide, anchor your nails down, roll your shoulders back, and guess what? Just by rolling your shoulders back, I formed that puffed up chest. Next piece, feet root down and my hips naturally want to rise. And I'm not going very high, but I want to squeeze the thighs and glutes to center. Take a big breath in, and exhale down. And I was reading that often sore knee is linked to not firing those muscles in our glutes. And this is from sitting. So throughout the day, can you focus on engage the glutes whenever you can think about it. Feet root down, nails root down, glutes engage, hips rise, squeeze those inner thighs to center. Feel that fire build up from hip to knee down to the ankle and come all the way back down. And you don't have to go very high. I just want you to feel that sensation of heat firing up, engagement of the muscles. Feet root down, hips rise. Exhale it down. So we're aligning breath and movement. Oh yeah. Once more. Feet root down, nails root, hips rise. Exhale. And let's do this little vinyasa 5 times. Starting now. Inhale 1, hips rise. Pause. Exhale, hips down. Inhale, hips rise. Squeeze. Exhale, hips down. 3. Inhale, hips rise. Squeeze those glutes. Exhale, hips down. Feet root down, hips rise. 4. Exhale down. And I don't know about you, but I can feel it in my lower back, glutes, and knees. Feet root down, last one. Hips rise. Roll the shoulders under if you want a bigger bridge. And exhale, come all the way back down. Oh, to give your back a little break, let's bring left knee, then right, in and side to side, little bowed. Let the floor, the hardness of the floor, massage the softness of your back and your bum. Maybe you're starting to make circles, one direction and the other. Franca mentioned she really enjoyed the sciatica video, and so she's actually reused it a few times. So I think I'm going to continue doing that, being more specific in how I label the videos so that you can go back to them, and troubleshooting very specific body parts. And then let's just dangle the feet in the air, soft legs up the wall, and just start to continue making little swirling circles. But instead of my knees bent, I'm doing the circles, massaging any tissue around my tailbone with my legs relaxed, ankles relaxed, wrists relaxed. Let's do 5 swirls here. Swirl 1, swirl 2, and maybe the swirling and the breath don't align, switch directions. And then coming back to center. Now I want you to flex. Woo! Do you feel the difference? That muscle resonation all the way down the leg. Press the lower back down, and it's really hard to do the swirl while everything's engaged, but the swirl will be tinier. 5 breaths here. Close your eyes. Flex your hands, press the nails down so everything's active. The swirling is now contained, and we wind up doing everything smaller but more inward focus. Engage the belly, press your back into the floor. Maybe switch directions, that feels good. 2 more breaths. And back to center. Okay, now we're gonna point. Oh, press your legs together, and can you draw circles on the ceiling? So my belly's engaged, feet are pointed if that's available to you. Not everyone's feet can do this. And I'm drawing circles, fingers are flexed, pressing down, everything engaged. Switch directions. Your toes become a pencil on the sky. And then back to center. And let's roll out our ankles. So instead of egg beaters, I'm wide and swirl. So I'm drawing with my feet, pointed flex, and I'm opening and closing my legs. Creating some action in the inner thighs, inner hips. If you watch synchronized swimmers, they do something similar to this. And then switch directions. This is good brain work. And then end by letting your legs fall as wide as you like. Soft and relaxed. 2 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Now we're going to flex. Flex feet, flex hands. Press those nails into the floor. Oh, feel that deep tugging in the inner thighs. Feel the heat building. Enjoy this. Smile. 2 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Now can you, let's see, can we do this with our pointed feet? Point. And let's take our arms behind us this time. Reach. 2 breaths here. Inhale 1. Palms are turned up, pressing those nails down, feet are still pointed. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Oh, close the legs. And let's let them dangle for a moment. It's a little break. 2 breaths here. Inhale 1, arms to the cactus. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale, and we're going to point and flex. Fan the toes. Roll at the ankle. I know we don't do this enough. Fan. You can hear the creaks of my feet. Spread, fist. Spread, fist. Do the same with your hands. Spread, fist. Spread, fist. And I was reading ways to help strengthen our feet. This is very annoying. Is you can put a cup of marbles, and the theory is, I guess you could do a plate, is that you're supposed to pick up each marble with your feet. So that squeeze and drop it somewhere else. Pull it to the center and drop it somewhere else. One of my friends did that with her father, and she said they both had a lot of lower back benefits and feet benefits, and I probably should try it. So roll, roll. Wearing my flex sock at night, which is sort of like a heel splint, has definitely helped keeping my feet flexed in my sleep, instead of this is what happens to a lot of us, especially as our joints relax. Soft point happens in the blankets, and your body, this is what happens. This shortens hamstring and Achilles, tugging on this whole plantar fascia, plantar part, there's like a tendon all down from the heel all the way to your toe. You want it to be stretched like this, which is like wearing Birkenstocks. Now let's do swirls once more, because it feels amazing. Wide swirls, close swirls, soft swirls, flex swirls. And then you can close, wide, close, wide. And knees to chest, circles, no hands. Roll on your side and take 2 breaths in a tight ball. And then come right up. So we're not going to do our full normal sun salutations. Let's come into extended child's pose. Feet are wide. Stretch out, possibly chest to the floor on your choice. My feet are cramping. Either forehead down or looking forward. And then coming up, we'll do a quick cat-cow. Palms on the floor, hands, knees under hips. I'm going to tuck my toes because I really want to work on stretching that sole of the foot. Looking forward, look slowly up, engage the core, feel that deep stretch in the front line of your body, and then tail down. Inhale up, engage the core, coming into cat, tail down, tail up, tail down. Once more, tail up, tail down, undo. One more, extended child's pose. Spread your hands. Now, walk your hands as wide as the mat, palms press down, fingers spread, and can you lift your fingertips off the mat? Feel how far that stretch goes all the way into the arms, towards the back shoulders, the neck. And then come up. Oh. Okay, quickie. We're going to get ready to come into our plank. We haven't done this in a while. Sorry, Fern. Coming into tabletop, step back, high plank. Shoulders over wrists, head in line with the spine, belly engaged. Pressing that palm down. Inhale 1. Exhale. What do you notice about the heat building in your body? Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale, we're halfway there. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 5. This is great weight bearing for the wrists. Inhale 6. Exhale. Inhale 7. Exhale. My hair's in the way. Inhale 9. I forgot 8. Exhale, inhale 9, exhale, and inhale 10. Woohoo! Press in a downward dog. High on your tippy toes, press your chest towards your thighs. And what do you feel in your palms and your wrists? Palms press into the floor. Chest towards your thighs. Deep stretch of the hamstrings. Now, walk it in and attempt to drop those heels. This is a very intense hamstring stretch. And then you can come back up to heel. So heels lift, heels drop. Heels lift, heels drop. Press your heart towards your thighs. Heels lift, ha-ha. And heels drop. Lift the toes, but keep the sole of your foot down. Drop your toes, lift your toes. Drop your toes, lift your toes. And then knees down, extended child's pose. So that may have been very intense for some of you. This class will feel like it's going quickly today because it feels like I can see that my battery's running out. And really, ultimately, I wanted to focus on wrists and ankles. So the first ankle one, we do this often. Toes are untucked. And I'm going to sit here. Unfortunately, I can't even see you guys because of the stupid message on here. The power of live classes. So I'm going to go back where you can see it. Toes tucked. If you're able to do it, and sit back. Oh, for some reason that kills my dominant foot more than my non-dominant. And think about it as carrying your portable stool. My sits bones may or may not be on my Achilles or my heels. Palms down. So some people use this as a meditation pose. I'm going to stay for 2 more breaths because it is killing my feet. And this is why I wear Birkenstock socks all day, every day, outside, inside. Imagine when we used to wear high heels all the time. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then to come out, I'm going to come into tabletop and tap it out. So, same pose. I'm going to sit back if your knees are able to do this. Some people sit on a folded blanket if this is uncomfortable for the tops of your ankles. 2 breaths here. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Let's do 5. Exhale. And if I want to go deeper, I can start to lean back. So now I'm stretching quad and tops of my feet. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. How far can you go back? Keeping those knees down. Exhale. And inhale 5. Exhale. Tap it out if that's uncomfortable. And you might come back and forth. Tuck, tap, press down. Tuck, spread your toes, press down. Okay, let's come back to the wrists. We're going to give our ankles a break for a moment. So, hands facing tabletop. First one I like to do, and we do this often in preparation for handstand, I want you to imagine that your hands are the only piece that's going to hold you up. So fingers are spread nice and broad, almost like when you do your handprint in cement or with a child. Equal distribution of weight on the 4 points of the palm, and then press those finger pads down. There's a theory that we should not be fully flattening our feet like a duck's foot. That there's a word called doming, where we're pulling the muscular effort up to the center of the palm, and if we did that, we would keep these joints active and strong. What happens is, as we age, the tissue, the collagen starts to deplete in our joints, and so we're pressing all this weight into the core joints of every tiny bone in our foot and our hands. So this is a lot of weight. I'm going to start to lift my knees, pressing all my weight into my hands. I'm in a really weird downward dog, and then come back down. That pose makes me realize how important it is to align those bones. So palms press down, finger pads press down, and my knuckles are slightly lifted, pressing down. When you're ready, toes tuck, knees lift. You can start here 2 inches, or you can start to make it into a full weird downward dog. Toes are down, heels are lifted, knees are bent. Or I can start to walk in as if I was going to come into a handstand, tipping my weight forward. Look down between your hands and come back out. Come back in. Oh yeah, the core turns on and come back out. Come back in, almost like I can lift up 1 foot, coming into Bakasana, and come back out. One more time. Palms land, maybe lift 1 foot, press, 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 and come back out. Most of you probably hated that. And we're going to shake it out. Let's come back to another ankle stretch. So I'm going to keep going back and forth so we're not spending too long uncomfortable one time. This stretch I don't love. It's stretching the front of my foot, which is similar to stretching your wrists. So I'm going to keep my hands kind of slightly behind me, keep the thighs and knees together, and start to lift. Oh, I despise this. It's killing the front of my feet, so I'm not going to go very far. If something's killing me, and it's not pain, it's discomfort, it's probably because we need to stretch that area more. We're not using it enough. I feel like inactivity in our culture is more likely the culprit than overactivity. So lift the knees, and that's killing me, so I'm not going to do much more. The other version I prefer is tabletop, feet untucked, and I'm going to start to lift up like this. Oh, that to me feels much better. I feel like I have more control. Palms press down, knees lift, and I like to come almost on my toes like a ballet dancer, but everyone's got a different level of flexibility. Hands press down, lift up, you might hear your toes crack, and then come back down, tap it out. Hopefully that made sense what I was doing. Coming back to the wrists. See how we keep coming back and forth. Almost like I'm facing, I do it facing you without giving you a free show. Almost like I'm gonna turn the dials of radio. Turn your hands the other way, so fingers down, You're gonna bring those hands to the floor, shoulder width apart, and lean back. This is one of my favorite stretches. Most people hate it. Oh, keeping this wrist rooting down. If you use a phone, a small tablet, a keyboard a lot, tiny gaming muscles are needed, and I can feel this all the way in this forearm muscle. Maybe if you knit, cross stitch, anything that's tiny fine motor skills, you need this. And release, shake it out. The other variation I prefer less is I'm now going to put the backs of my hands to the floor, press those nails down and lean back. And guess what this feels like when I did the same thing with my feet. I'm trying to keep the thumb and the baby fingers equally down and the wrist down. That is killing me. I'm not going to stay there too long. Shake it out. In martial arts, they often use the wrists a lot. And actually, I'm going to show you something quickly. There is a tool they've devised to strengthen their wrists. And this is actually a vase from Superstore, full of sand from Home Depot. And some people practice lifting, you can't see this, so that guess what's happening? My knuckles are strengthening, my wrists are strengthening. So some people are gonna do this. This is martial arts, but you can do something similar. Find a heavy pickle jar with the intention of stretching these tendons of your hands so that you actually have more strength, more durability. Okay. When we did guitar class, he taught us an even tinier fine motor skill. So instead of this variation, which we will do often, we just did it on the floor, fingers down, fingers up, and then in martial arts, they are often down, 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 down. So that's similar to what we just did. In guitar, they took it a next step further. Every single piece of the finger joint, we've done the stretch before, I want to try to add a tiny stretch. So every part, there's not a lot I can do, but I'm trying to do side, 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 back, back, back. Oh, side, 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 and then this one. Oh. And what do you notice? How interconnected these tight muscles are with the rest of my body. Side, 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 down, side, 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 down, and same on the other hand. And I'll quickly do. And often we do this one a lot. And then I also like this one, interlace and press away, rise up, and then try to pull your hands away from yourself. Okay, other side. Side, 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 and down. And I'm rushing through this. I want you to be more thorough because my battery's gonna die. Side, 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 and down. Side, so, oh, there's a crack, and down. Side, 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 each part of the joint, and down. Side, 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 and down. I'm gonna do this one more time. Ah, that's awesome. And then they also do lots of this in more martial arts. There's a lot more wrist flexion because of the need for tiny movements in their kata. I really appreciate, I think it was Yana that asked me to do the wrist class today. You're reminding me that we need to incorporate it more into our regular practice. I'm going to quickly read one of these cards. Oh, that might be too new age for you. Okay, well, we'll see. It has a woman on it, and it's Happy International Women's Day, so I'll read this one. Your blessed power. You are a field of endless possibility with unlimited power to create. I think that's what separates us from most other mammals, our creation piece of our brain, that we have this sense of making art. We could teach an elephant or a monkey how to do art, but is it naturally there? Every atom of you is full of abstract potential that can be molded into any form. Every particle of you holds the blueprint of creation. You are a force of nature and a great blessing on this earth. It's kind of vague, almost like a fortune cookie, but very beautiful and positive. What can you create today if you had some free time? Thank you for your effort. The good in me sees the good in you. Namaste.